Alrighty, this is a Proto 2000 GP7. I bought it brand new. Okay, I know it was made many years ago. However, it was still new in the box. I can tell, trust me. I've been collecting trains for a long time. And I love these Proto 2000s. They run great as long as you do a little bit of maintenance on them over the years. The biggest problem they have is cracked axle gears, and it's easy to fix. I'll do a video on that one day. So this is a Western Maryland paint scheme. They didn't make a whole lot of these. Either that or they were very popular and they got bought up quick. But I paid about 150 bucks for this thing. And I tell you, brand new, it was like 80. So, and we're going to put a TCS Deisel Wow Sound decoder in it with a Keep Alive 2, KA2. Trust me, nothing else will fit. I tell you, prior to the advent of really small circuitry over the last few years, you couldn't get a sound decoder in a GP7. You had to mill out the weight and do all kinds of stuff to get everything to fit, right? Well, now you still have to mill out the weight a little bit, but it's not too bad. I did it with a Dremel tool. So, really, I tell you, really sharp looking model. I've been after one of these for a couple of years, trying to find one on eBay, brand new. And they never come up brand new. I like buying things that are brand new, right? Because then it's, fresh. No hidden problems, nobody else's junk. Alright, so there it is, number 20, Western Maryland. I'm going to try to get another one of these. Different road number, but... And I'll tell you, when it's finished, it's really going to sound cool. In the meantime, I'm going to have to take some of this portion of the light housing. I'm going to have to cut it out. Okay, where this line is, this line right here, all the way back. I don't know if you guys can see the blue marker, and then all the way back that way. Alright, so all the way back that way. So all this has to come out on both sides. So I'm getting ready to remove the weight now. Okay, I got the weight off. Okay, and the way you take it off on these Proto 2000s, now this locomotive is older than 20 years. It's like 25, 26 years old. But these things last a while. The only thing that ever happens with them usually is the axle gears end up cracking over time, and they're easy to replace. They sell replacement gears. You just pop off the axle covers, pull the wheels out of the old gear, put the wheels back. It's a little bit involved, but it's easy to do. Okay. Anyway, there's in order to get that weight off, there's a screw here. There's a screw on the other end, right here, and then two underneath of the fuel tank. There's two gold ones right there in the center. These two. And you just remove those screws, and the weight comes right out. Now, I like to, if I'm purchasing a locomotive like a Proto 2000 that's fairly old, I try to get one that's brand new, never been out of the box. And this one was bought that way. It was brand new, never been out of the box. And I'll tell you what, the gears aren't even cracked in it, which is amazing. Because I don't think I've ever had one where the gears didn't crack. Either that or somebody replaced the gears and I got lied to. But needless to say, the thing is brand new. There's nothing broken on it. I mean, it's perfect. And I paid a pretty penny for this thing. Usually they go for 60, 70, 80, 90 dollars. I paid close to 150 for it. It probably because it's a Western Maryland Fireball scheme, and there's not too many of them left around. They didn't make that many of them. So, but I tell you, this thing is sweet. The gears are in pristine condition. You know, they're not usually these engines, when you touch a gear on the inside, it wobbles back and forth real bad. These are pretty good. But like I said, they stand the test of time. I have, you know, BL2s and GP7s and SD9s, you know, Proto 2000s that are 30 years old and still kicking. Alright, so I got the piece cut out. Actually, two pieces. It's just south of the light bar. I mean, the light area, so I can actually put a light in there if I need to. The light goes in this area here, and see all the shiny metal? That's where I cut off. Now, the TCS WOW Deisel decoder and the Keep Alive should fit in that space. From here all the way over to here, I should be able to get those two things in there. And then the speaker, I'm using one of these guys from STREAMLINED BACKSHOP. This is a ice cube speaker, you know, cube speaker in a little housing. However, I think it may be too small for my liking. I'm used to really good sound in my models, so I may have to do something else. I may have to take the dudes out of the cab and put a speaker right in here, but you have to take the guys out. Now, while I have the chassis out with the motor and the gears and the drive shaft and all that, I'm gonna check it over real good, and then I'm gonna lubricate the gears, because this hasn't been lubricated in years and years since it was made. So that's what I'll do. I'll take the opportunity to, you know, lubricate everything up, make sure everything's running well. Although this I tested this locomotive out and it runs silky smooth. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let me turn this light on real quick. The dog's sleeping. She got her own bed. Kiwi, gotta love me. All right. There we go. All right, so this is what we got. Rather than bore you guys with hooking up all these wires, if you've done one sound decoder, you've done them all. Okay, you just follow the directions in the owner's manual, you'll be fine. There's the KA2. I couldn't fit anything else in there but that, unless I wanted to cut more of the frame away, and I don't want to do that. The weight, I don't want to do that because it needs the weight for pulling power. Okay, and these pull pretty good, so everything's finished. It's all wired up. Got rear and front headlights, you know, motor control, track, power, all that. And there's the speaker in there, and it sounds pretty good actually. These sugar cube speakers, if you put them in the right places, they really sound good. But you need that baffle element, you know, that acoustic element for them to sound good. This one here, I tried to hook this up, right? Because these are bigger, right? So more sound, 13 by 18 sugar cab, double sound chamber. but I don't think I had them. I don't know if I have to put them in series or the other one. What's the other one you put them in? I don't know. I can't. I gotta check on that. So I just went with this guy here. It's just one speaker, nice and simple. Sounds great. So I'm good with that. All right, now let me get all these wires right here. I want to get them all tucked in, but first I'm going to use this liquid electrical tape, and I'm going to do these connections here. I didn't want to put too much shrink tubing in there because that would take up too much space. So here's a connection here, a connection here, and a connection here that I need to put that I gotta paint that electrical tape on. It works pretty good, and then it shrinks down to nothing.
Welcome to Audio Assist. Use button 1 to hear the sound programming options. Use button 2 to hear the lighting programming options. Use button 3 to hear the motor control program. Use button 1 to adjust sound volumes. Use button 2 to map a sound to a button. Use button 3 to select a prime mover. Press button 1 to rotate through the prime mover manufacturer. Baldwin, Alco, GE, EMD. Saved. Press button 1 to rotate through the prime mover manufacturers. Press button 2 to select an individual prime mover. Press button 3 if your engine has 2 prime movers. Press button 4 if your engine has 1 prime mover. EMD 710 turbo charged. EMD 645 turbo charged. EMD 645 non-turbo. Locomotive 3. EMD 645 non-turbo. Locomotive 2. EMD 645 non-turbo. Locomotive 1. EMD 567 turbo charged. EMD 567 non-turbo. Saved. Press bye.
Alright, there we go. It's set to an EMD 567 non-turbo prime mover. Alright, I'm going to turn the power off, see how long it... Power off. Alright, 3-4 seconds. I'm satisfied with that.